Well, praise the Lord. Hallelujah. And thank you, Jesus. It's around that time right here on KAZ Radio, where I have one of my most favorite shows, none other than Sisters of Leisure with Tracey and Michele. Take it away, sisters.
Hello, everybody. I hope you all had an amazing Thanksgiving. I'm sure everyone's belly is full. Get that TLC, detox tea, and that NutriBurst to cleanse your body out so that you will feel a lot better. Okay. My name is Tracey, and I'm just one part of Sisters of Leisure, where we are living every day in seeking and understanding real events.
And I am Michele, the little sister.
And today I went to an amazing pop-up shop, and I do have a couple of sponsors, and I'd like to let you know who they are. I got this wonderful candle. It's La La Lemon Scent, and it smells absolutely divine. You can find her on Instagram, and that's RHON Designs, RHON.designs on Instagram, and it's lemon, La La Lemon, and she has several other scents, and they're absolutely amazing. And I also met this another amazing vendor. She's been doing her business since 2018. She makes sportswear. I got me a hat. I like to cover that head when it's cold, and it's called Run It, and it's called Sweat Cute. I don't know why I said sweet, but it's Sweat Cute on Instagram.
Very good.
And she has jogging outfits, hats, lip gloss, all kind of stuff. So when you're working out, you want to look kind of cute, you might want to check her out.
Okay, I love it. I absolutely love it. Tracy's our PR person. She be everywhere. But anyway, so I'm excited because I have the honor of being connected in proximity to this young lady, Mieshas Monroe, Mieshas Sexton. Well, I'm going to call her Mieshas Monroe. She is the owner, CEO of Mish Dollhouse, which is empowerment and modeling agency. I wrote it down. Mish Dollhouse, Billboard official. Like, this woman has changed my perspective on a lot of things, and so I'm so glad that you were able to come on the show, Sisters of Leisure, today. And so let the millions of people know, because I always say millions, about you. What is it? What are you doing? Who is Mieshas Monroe?
All right. So first and foremost, thank you both, Michele and Tracey, for inviting me to y'all show. I have had the honor to watch y'all grow over the course of time. Starting from with us having that one consultation and being able to see you all thus far. So I'm honored, and I'm happy that you all asked me to come on the show today. So my name is Mieshas Monroe, and I got my name from my grandparents. Actually, they used to call me Marilyn Monroe when I was growing up, because I was always into fashion, dressing up, all that good stuff. But I was also a 2-time survivor of domestic violence, which was the side that people didn't see. And so being that I used to get on social media all the time, and I looked nice, but they never knew the backstory, and they never knew what was going on behind closed doors. So being a 2-time survivor of domestic violence, I felt that it was time, when God said, it was that time to move, that the same thing that he had done for me in regards to me coming out of my situation and now using my testimony to help somebody else do their test, it was time to duplicate that process and start teaching and motivating, inspiring, mentoring, and which have now led me to coaching other women. And so over the course of 4.5 years, I've been honored and blessed to mentor 150 women throughout the United States. I've had an opportunity to, do everything that I wanted to do in pertaining to the modeling, world. But now where I am now is really about coaching, mentoring, and teaching back to women who have been through different walks of life. So we have women who have been, they're survivors of domestic violence, survivors of breast cancer. They may have had different, trauma related issues that may have happened in childhood that I'm now in a position to help them overcome.
Yeah, because let me just tell you, when I first heard of Mish Dollhouse, it was through my sister. She the one who got me, wanting to connect with you. And I just knew after we consulted with you about, Sisters of Leisure and how we should go about the look, I just knew at the end of the day, I wanted to be connected. I didn't know at the time that, it was, based off of domestic violence, but it didn't make a difference to me. I just knew that I wanted to be a part of this group of ladies who have these great stories and this love for life, and to be these bosses. Pretty much, it's just a group of bosses that's just totally changed my whole outlook on being a woman and being a boss, being a entrepreneur. So it's just a really, really, really good program. So you have 150 women. Now I am doll number 141, and I am honored to hold that number. And so you just, it is exploding. So how do you maintain it all?
Honestly, it's crazy too, because I just had a conversation with Ashley today. And basically what I was explaining to her is, I feel like the easiest way to thrive as a business owner is to listen to your audience, listen to your customers, listen to your clients. You've been with me now going on 2 years, but I talk to y'all. I ask y'all, what do y'all like? What you don't like? Is it something that you want to see different? I ask y'all for your ideas, because at the end of the day, y'all are still my clients, y'all are still my customers. Although we've built a sisterhood, although we built these relationships, I still have to know from my client and from my customers, what is it that y'all want to see? And so because I've been able to always remain coachable throughout my journey, as well as always having that open ear and listening to what other people, are saying as well. Because everything that somebody say to you, you may not necessarily have to implement it right then and there. But it doesn't mean in a year from now, I ain't gonna remember what Michele told me, or I'm not gonna remember what Tracey may have said. And so I learned to implement those things as I was going on my journey. And so every year, there became another year of elevation. Every year, it became another year of growth. And it continually attracted me to the right people and to other women, because it wasn't, Mieshas House isn't a place where it's like, oh, you the CEO and they, part of your company. No, this is a family. Like, Mieshas House has become a home to a lot of women, whether they're in Mieshas House or they're not. Whether they just watching our lives, or they just, connected with us in whichever way possible. And I actually told Ashley that earlier today. I think Michele probably phrased it the best when she said it's a holistic approach. You get some of everything. Even if you don't want to do modeling, you're gonna learn about empowerment. You're gonna learn about lifting your sister up. Even if you don't want to be an entrepreneur, you're gonna learn about how do you develop as a woman to be the best version of yourself. You start doing stuff. Now your kids are attracted to it. Now your kids want to know what you. So you said it the best when you said a holistic approach. And I was actually talking to Ashley about that earlier today. It's just, it has become bigger than just the empowerment group. When it first started off, it was okay, we're gonna do empowerment, we're gonna push everybody, but it has become so much more than that, because so many women have been able to, cultivate their lives through the program.
I'm not a part of the group, but I had such a great honor watching you ladies. I see how you have pulled so many talents out of women that are part of your group. Like Michele, for instance, she has grown so much with your group. She's doing lives on her own. I think she's doing such an amazing job. And I really enjoy watching that. I really do.
Because it wasn't really sad situation going on. And I honestly and truly, like I said, every Monday I don't know what came on Monday, Blackish. At the time, that's what I did. That's what I was doing. I was watching TV. I wasn't really doing anything. I wasn't present. And then all of a sudden, now I'm able to, be a part of this group of ladies. And now every Monday I'm going live, and it's, it's exciting to see myself, okay, you can do this. You made a commitment. You can do it. Take a deep breath and go with the flow. And it's just been a great journey thus far with Mieshas House. Like, I know I'm not a supermodel, but I do feel like I got a couple of things underneath my belt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
most definitely. And that's really what it's about. Again, like I said, I was referencing back to a conversation that I was having earlier. I was, just telling Ashley, I was like, it's a blessing to be able to see every woman transform. It's also another blessing that I know how I got into modeling. Like, I know how I came into this lane, and it was because somebody seen something in me that I didn't see in myself. Somebody, and a gentleman on Facebook, and I ain't gonna never forget him, Bentley Lutwin, and he made a suggestion. Hey, you should try modeling. And that was because I was already photogenic. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. And God come knocking at your door sometimes, and you gotta listen. And he came knocking like, you should try modeling. And I'm like, all right, whatever. And then I did it the first time, and the response that I got from women was like overwhelming. And so that one step to even say, okay, I'm gonna do one photo shoot, 5 years later has led into me and my, now we're not legally married, but my husband, I don't say boyfriend, too old for boyfriends. Me and my husband is led to me, creating Mieshas Dollhouse. It created an avenue for other women to create success out of their struggle. And it was all from me saying that one yes. And so me understanding that concept and how I got to where I'm at now, sometimes I see things in other women that they may not necessarily see in themselves right then. But me, I see the potential. And that's all I need. I just need potential. You got potential, we can do a lot. And it's just, you having that belief. And so being able to gather so many different women around, and like I said, just being that initiator, that fire starter, because sometimes I think everybody got it in them already. Yeah. But when you get around a certain type of people, a certain type of person, they bring something different up out of you, with their energy or with that, just that little fire start. And so that's really what it's been about. And we've been on fire ever since.
I mean, the flow is there. I say it every Monday. The flow is definitely there. And it's lovely for me to see, you know what I'm saying? Just to know that I'm a part of, such a, I mean, it's some really, y'all got it going on. And I caught Tracy, I'm like, oh my God, these ladies that have it going on. Like, we're not, just dilly-dallying around. You actually, want to see you keep everybody accountable and make sure they have a partner that's accountable for them. And so that we all just keep each other going and flowing. And so I just think it's a wonderful, wonderful program. And so tell me about, like, I know that you even have your daughter currently, like, following your footsteps.
Yeah. So my daughter, she's 10 now, Lyric. She's 10 now, and when she was 7, she was watching, seeing what I was doing. It was like, okay, well, mommy, you got these women in the group. Like, I want my own group. So basically we came up with a concept, and we called them the mini dolls. And she had started recruiting and speaking to girls that was 5 to 11 years old, within her age range at the time. She was 7. And so we had started off with 4 girls in Miami, 4 young girls in Miami, and she basically managed them. So she was following the same concept that I was doing, which is send out casting calls. They did mainly fashion shows. Send out casting calls. They would do fashion shows together. They do power shoot together. It was like pieces of what we were doing as far as Mieshas Dollhouse. She was taking little components of what she wanted, as a child, that she wanted to be able to do and be expressive with friends. And so she started doing that. We was into it about a year, and then pandemic had hit. So then they didn't do anything for the pandemic. She just basically started coming outside, and I just finished cheerleader season. So January 1st is when her membership opens back up. And it kind of follows the same mimic of Mieshas Dollhouse in a sense, but more so for kids. So they do a monthly call with each other, as far as like a structured call, but then they talk outside of that almost every other day on Zoom. They do 4 quarterly meetings where they meet up. So they do the little movies, the little spa, kids spa, and they meet up quarterly. And it's just about empowerment, even for kids. My daughter watches what I do. So she wants to know, what is affirmations? What is this? What is that? And then she goes back, and then she's talking to her friends about it. And they like, well, what is you doing? Oh, I'm doing what my mom doing. So it just kind of became where, like I say, when you start making changes in your own life, your kids, family, friends, whoever connected to you, they start to see that, and they want to know, what is it that you're doing? I like how that's moving for you, so now I want to do it. So she started kind of following in those same footsteps, and so now she has the mini dolls, and we're partnering. I do a lot of partnering with Miami-Dade School Board, and that's another way of how she funnels and gets girls joining into the company from the girls that I may mentor or go to the schools and speak to.
Very good. Very good.
Mm-hmm. So what other components do you have as far as you said you have the billboard, you do the modeling and the empowerment. How can people join these different areas?
It's so Miesha Dollhouse is we are a walking billboard. We got so many different things going on. And next year there's going to be another shift. Like I say, every year we bring something else to the table. We find another way to elevate. We find another way for more people to be connected to us. So granted, I'm a plus size woman and my niche and my target audience is plus size women. What I've learned and realized over this last year is that the things that I teach and the things that I talk about and the things that I coach on are bigger than just being a plus size woman. Mm-hmm. So what we're doing pertaining to upcoming for next year is we're going to be able to start breaking down some of what we offer so that you don't have to be a member of Miesha Dollhouse in order to get some of this knowledge, because basically that's how it was currently set up. You have to join Miesha Dollhouse and then you have the membership and mentorship. But now we're going to be going into a direction where we're breaking it down. So you're going to have membership, you have mentorship. We're going to I'll be offering master classes come next year. We have the mini dolls. Then you already have the empowerment. We have the billboard movement, which starts in January. We have the prayer and power run, where I was basically doing a prayer call every day. But again, when you do different things in business, you figure out what works for you, what works best for your audience, what feels good. So we're going to be doing a prayer and power run, but we're not going to be doing it every day. The way I was doing 365, basically a year. We're going to be doing it just in the summer. So it's going to be a 90-day power run. And everything that we do it with intention. And so there's so many different moving parts to Miesha Dollhouse that our goal is, even if you don't want to be a member of Miesha Dollhouse, you can still get mentorship. Even if you don't want to get mentorship, you can still take a class. Even if you don't want to take a class, but your daughter may have certain things, your daughter can still be connected. You may not want to be a part of a mentorship or a membership, period, but you may have something going on spiritually. So now you can connect with us on prayer and power. Either way, you're going to have a way to be connected. And that's our goal, is just to make sure that we are able to give as many opportunities, options, or whatever available to the community to be connected.
That is wonderful. So tell me, I want to know about the billboard, because you said it's going to be opened up in January. Let the millions of ladies out there that's watching know what they can do to be a part of your billboard. What you actually have a billboard, and I know of Miami and Atlanta, right?
So I've done one in Atlanta. I've done one in Orlando, Miami, and then we put one up in we had one in Alabama. That one actually happened by mistake. It went up in Alabama and in California. So basically I niched it down to where the billboard is strictly here in Miami. For the sole purpose of when we do the billboard reveal party, the ladies are here in Miami. So I initially, when we first started, the billboard movement started as a collaboration. It started because a photographer was looking to put his work on a billboard, but he needed models. So he asked to shoot with Miesha Dollhouse. And now that was from my girls who were in Panama City, up in North Florida area. And so we collaborated with him and we did the billboard. But because it wasn't a Miesha Dollhouse production, Miesha Dollhouse's name was, it just said featuring Miesha Dollhouse, as far as the models, but it wasn't our billboard. But the feedback that we had got back from it was like overwhelming again. And people was just like, y'all look so amazing. And how did y'all do that? And this, that, and honestly, it clicked. And like, I always talk about stay ready. You ain't got to get ready, because when God come knocking with an opportunity, you got to be ready to take it. And I was in position and ready to take it. And so when that came, that's when we started doing the actual annual movement. And my actual billboard that I produced first was the Fab Six billboard in 2019. And so from there, it continually grew over time to where we're now for next year, ready to welcome in 14 new women. So the Billboard takes place here in Miami because the annual Billboard event itself is in May, and that's here in Miami. So I wanted to be an opportunity where the models who get the Billboard, they're able to actually see it. I didn't want to place it somewhere else and then they don't actually get an opportunity to see it. So it's here in Miami. And I always talk about investing, and that's a whole nother subject to get into, but invest in your brand. Don't be afraid to invest. That was one of the things that kept me from getting a billboard in Miami because I was so afraid to invest. You know, we're in Miami. It's not cheap to get billboards in Miami. And I was so afraid to invest. But when you invest in yourself, God gonna give it back to you 10 times fold. And you just gotta trust and believe that when you take that leap of faith and you step out, that it's gonna do exactly what it's supposed to do. And so when I made that move, it opened up a whole nother gateway in regards to how everything transpired this year with the Elite 12. And it really set the tone for what's to come for next year. I always talk about the ABCs, which is alignment, belief, and consistency. And in all honesty, that is what you need. I'm telling you, that's the formula of what you need to talk about being on a billboard, because the billboard is not a regular casting call. It's not just one of those, I'm going to do it. And when I, do it, I get on, I'm done. This movement, this casting call is about sisterhood. So if you don't want to be connected to sisters, boom, this is the wrong place to apply to. You're not applying to the billboard if you don't want to be connected to sisters. The billboard is about sisterhood. The billboard is about empowerment. It's about alignment. It's about getting these women together. And now we decide what's going to happen next. And how do you get to that next point? How do you get to that next level of elevation? And so it's very serious because it's bigger than the billboard. And so if you want to see yourself get on the billboard, my honest, response is to start with the ABCs: alignment, belief, and consistency. Are you and what you want in your life in alignment with what Miesha House is doing? If what we're doing is not in alignment, you shouldn't even be applying to the billboard. You know what I'm saying? So making sure that you're in alignment, and even understand that if you get a no, that no, how you respond will tell me a lot about your character. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? So all of it has to make sense. And then the belief part is about believing in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why do you think that me and anybody else is going to believe that you can get on this billboard if you yourself was already doubting it before you even submitted your submission? You was already saying, I probably ain't going to get it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it anyway. You already done took it away from yourself. Yeah. So that belief has to be there all the way through and through, even if you didn't get picked. It's people who applied to the billboard last year who didn't get selected, but they on the billboard this year. The belief is not always about what you want when you want it. God says it's going to come right when it's supposed to come, and it's going to be right on time. So it's about you making sure that, do you really have that belief that you see yourself being connected to these group of women, being on that billboard and being able to set the tone for something new, and then that consistency. Because once you get on the billboard and you get off, that's when that consistency and that momentum that we talk about, that's when that part starts kicking in. Because you got to be consistent after that.
Yeah, because you hooked the ladies up with magazines, all types of runway shows and casting calls. Like it runs deep. It's no filly-fally around. It's a lot of work. Like I was watching one lady you interviewed that she was just like, once she left your billboard thing, like she had a team and they went and was doing all this other kind of stuff. Like it went really fast for her once she was on your billboard. And it was like you really get connected with a lot of people during that time.
Yeah, I always tell people, if you and no disrespect to nobody and no point intended, but if you get around people who are stagnant, they don't move, they ain't trying to move. Every now and again, you may be able to push them a little bit. They may go. When you get around people like that, that's what you become. But if you hang around people and you're around people who are consistently on the go, who are consistently finding new ways to be innovative, if you're consistently around people who are looking to achieve goals, who are actually writing goals. See, I can't have friends that don't write goals. I'm sorry. We have to be talking about, we got to have the same language. So if I'm calling you talking about, girl, I wrote these goals out and and you looking at me like, what goals? What did you talk about? We ain't even talking the same language.
I love it.
So, all of it has to make sense at the end of the day. And I just think that being connected to Miesha House, that is what that has produced for a lot of women is I know for a fact that I can't sit down and not do nothing when I got all my sisters who making movement. We all got to make movement. Because you know, when you get on that call, everybody's going to be talking about goals. Everybody's going to be trying to figure out what you did next. And you ain't coming empty-handed. So it gives you that extra push to say, I got to get this. I got to get it, and I got to get it now. I can't be waiting till next year. Next year ain't promising nobody. I got to get it right now, and I got to figure out what the plan going to be. So
yeah.
That's
So So during your healing process, do you feel like the people that you were already connected to, did they fall off, or are they still connected with you?
I think that through my journey, because I was in two different relationships, two different domestic violence relationships. My first one was more physical than anything, and my second one was more emotional than physical. But then I also found some turning tables where I felt like I was becoming the aggressor in my second situation because of how I was, I was more the victim in my first one. And so I think that through my healing process and through my journey, I've learned more about like women in general, because we all have so many different ways of how we handle things and how traumatic experiences can affect us in different ways, even down to our kids. So through my healing journey, I've learned to be humble, because I had experience where I went to jail, dealing with my ex-husband, made a false report against me. I've had situations, physically, mentally, emotionally, being abused. And so being able to take all of my own experiences, and I talk about that a lot too with my dogs, because some of them are older than me and some of them are younger than me. But I feel like experience doesn't have an age, it doesn't have a boundary, it doesn't have a distance. It's some things that I may go through that you may never experience. And yes, you could be older than me, but then there's some things that you may experience that I may never, ever even touch. And so, that having that experience and having so many different women with so many different experiences in one room, it's a healing process in itself, because we get to feed off each other's energy. We get to feed off of, okay, well, you've been through this. Okay, so I don't want to do it that way. I can probably do it a little differently. And we able to talk to each other through that process. And so the healing, it no longer it's no longer you going through it by yourself. Because when I was going through domestic violence, even though it's 1 billion people in the world, I just knew I was the only one in the world going through what I was going through. And so when you get to be in a room with a not even a bunch of women, just a few that can have some type of understanding for your situation, but at the same time, love on you, pour into you, and then still come back a week later and check on you, like, you all right? It's a different feeling. It's a totally different feeling.
So how can people get in touch with you?
My Instagram is Mish Dollhouse, Mish Dollhouse _ Billboard official, which is the Billboard page. And then my personal page is I am Mish Monroe. And then our website is mieshdollhouse.com. And you can find us, Facebook is Mish Dollhouse as well. But yeah, check us out on the website. Everything is on the website. Just get more information about us, the dolls, about membership, and just what we have going on. Stay connected, subscribe to our website. And yeah, we out here, y'all.
We are so honored to have had you on our show.
Yeah,
I was speaking about you earlier with a young lady. Her aunt was like, I want my niece to be a part of empowering women. And I definitely connected her with you. I'm praying that she's going to follow you and get connected. And I think you are doing an amazing job. And we are just so honored to have you on Sisters of Leisure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I mean, like, I tell you what, I totally enjoy it. I love you. I love the dolls. It's so much fun. It's fun growing. It's fun experiencing new things with you guys. Girl, hold my hand. I'm proud to hold my hand, and we all just jump together and do this. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited for the future.
I'm definitely excited.
So I just want to say, everyone who's watching all over this beautiful world, we thank you and appreciate you all so much. And if you are interested in being on our podcast, please, please, please go to sistersofleisure.com. If you are interested in donating, providing a love donation to keep us going, because we love to have great entrepreneurs on our show, talk about their business and what they're doing. You can do that also on sistersofleisure.com. We appreciate you all. This has been a great an amazing year for us. And we are so looking forward to 2022, which we are already booked up until May. But we are super duper happy to just be able to serve you all with great, great business owners who are doing amazing things. Please check our website. Please check our YouTube to find other great business people that you may want to be connected with. So we appreciate you all for being on our show. And thank you, Miesha Monroe, for sharing your story.
Welcome.
And we look forward to seeing you again.
Yes.
You're
and
welcome.
and will you come back on?
I will.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We can get into it now. Yes, we will.
Yeah. And check us out every Thursday at 9:00. We go live every Thursday at 9.
Every Thursday at 9,
Yes.
going live on Instagram.